of illiteracy, scientific and technological capacity building, and further development of information and communication technologies. The establishment of SAARC Development Fund is a welcome achievement. We should consider the concept of establishing a regional development bank. Closer cooperation in the area of finance and banking is also essential. Excellencies, the economic development of South Asia is closely linked to the availability of energy at affordable price. With abundant alternate energy resources available region-wide, we need to collectively focus on harnessing indigenous energy production potential such as solar, wind, bio, and hydro. We should also consider arrangements for trans-regional oil and gas pipelines. I'm happy to note that the concept of SAARC energy ring is under active consideration. The way forward would be consider regional framework arrangements on energy cooperation. Excellencies, climate change is another common challenge confronting the SAARC region. Having suffered from unprecedented floods in past 2 summers, Pakistan fully understands the urgent and compelling need for concerted and focused attention on the issue of SAARC member states. Green South Asia would be a befitting theme for the SAARC to pursue. Our region is water stressed. It is important to develop region-wide approach on water issues, including on glacier melting, watershed management, and pollution on an urgent basis. Excellencies, terrorism in all its form and manifestations presents an enormous challenge to our region and the world. Pakistan supports efforts under SAARC at enhancing cooperation to eliminate this menace. Excellencies, the rich civilizational and cultural heritage of the people of South Asia has a lot to offer to the world. We believe that SAARC could play an important role in cataloging and projecting our region's excellence in arts, crafts, and traditions. A pragmatic aspect of this effort should lead to developing a holistic approach on promoting tourism in the region. We welcome the interest of extra-regional states and organizations in SAARC. We should give consideration to establishing a dialogue partnership with those interested in an interactive partnership. Excellencies, the gap between the promise of SAARC and reality of its accomplishments needs to be bridged. We should build on convergences, minimize divergences, and most of all, seek to augment the complementarities for the greater good of the peoples of this region. I wish this conference every success. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister. Thank you for the very kind words addressed to me and the Maldives. May I now invite His Excellency, the President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, to deliver his address.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to be present in this beautiful and scenic city of the Maldives for the 17th SAARC Summit. I wish to thank President Nasheed and the people of Maldives for the excellent hospitality. President Nasheed, today is a most memorable day for your country as you assume the chairmanship of SAARC. I wish to extend to you and to the people of the Maldives the unwavering support and the best wishes of the government and the people of Sri Lanka as you seek to steer our organization to greater achievement. Excellencies, before I proceed further, may I take this opportunity to pay my tribute to the outgoing chair, the Prime Minister Thinley, who has provided an outstanding leadership to SAARC during Bhutan's chairmanship. It may not be out of place if I avail of this forum to convey our warmest greetings to His Majesty the King of Bhutan on his tying the nuptials. I also wish to compliment Mrs. Fatima Diana Said, the first ever female Secretary General of SAARC, and her team for their devotion and efficient work. During this summit in the Maldives, the signing of a number of SAARC agreements will, upon implementation, further strengthen the framework of regional cooperation, especially in the fields of trade and investment. We have always believed in the unique potential of our human resources in the SAARC region. The talent and creativity of our people is the greatest strength of our nations. We, the leaders of SAARC countries, have therefore a sacred duty of nurture and develop the skills of our people and enable full flowering of their personality. This is why we have been strongly committed to programs of social action which ensure that access to opportunity is not denied to any segment of society. Schools in the rural hinterland, which have been deprived of essential facilities for so long, must be upgraded as matter of priority in all our countries to provide total education. This is necessary to enable our school children to live a full life and take their place with their heads held high as worthy citizens of the future. We in Sri Lanka are passionate believers in social mobility. Education, health facilities, and modern communications must be made available to all. Government owes no less to our people, as it is only in this way that the advantage of political empowerment can be enjoyed in full measure by our people. Ignorance, disease, and poverty are the common enemies of all our nations. Common approaches to combating these evils must go to the root of initiatives by our governments at this time. Social equity must go hand in hand with economic progress. One of our deepest convictions is that economic progress comes alive in the everyday experience of our people only if it is manifested in better infrastructure. Benefits arising from economic development do not automatically percolate down to the grassroots level. Proper intervention by governments is necessary in our region to achieve this